Magandang hapon sa DPWH family. Mr. Secretary, good afternoon. We'll wait for them to. No, it's okay. It's okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Secretary. Disclosure muna kasi may nagsabi na may question sa team nyo. Pending a DNA, yung staff ko si Raf ay hindi ka mag-anak ni Secretary Vince, ha? Ayan, tumayo ka naman. Ayan. So. Pending a DNA test. No, patatrabohin ko siya na singsipag ni Sec Vince. Tignan ko kung mag-iiba din yung itsura. Kasi nung sa DUTR, hindi naman ganyan ang itsura mo, Sec Vince, no? How many in your team are lawyers in that top level? Raise your hands na lang. 1, 2,
Tatlo po
Tatlo.
sa aking pagkakaalam. Si Undersecretary Conti, Undersecretary Bernabe, and Undersecretary Turgano, who is unfortunately not here po.
Magandang hapon sa mga kumpanyero namin, and siguro maintindihan nyo yung sasabihin ko. I hope the public understands it then. Di ba, first year in law school, para klaro lahat ng usapan, we start with a simple formula. What are the facts? Based on the facts, what are the issues? And then sa issues, ano yung ruling? So, may basic argument muna ko ano yung facts, but you don't argue what kaya nga fact eh. Diba? So, if you're saying, I'm wearing green, if you argue ng konti that it's a certain shade of green, okay, but not much argument, diba, Yusek Conti, diba? So, what's the issue? Let's say the issue is, bagay ba kay Alan yan o hindi? O, that's subjective. Diba? So, marami ng opinion dyan. You won't agree on the opinion. Diba? But for example, ang sabihin is, kay Alan ba yan? Or hiniram ba niya? Kasi kliniklaim ni Joel, hiniram ko lang, hindi ko na sinole. Diba? Then that's the issue. We can debate on the issue, sinong may resibo, paano. Then you go to the ruling. Unfortunately, nowadays, there are facts, alternative facts, fake news, false news. Hindi naman bago yun, no? But ang point ko lang po, hindi tayo nagkakaintindihan lahat, no? So, in my questioning, I'll start with, kasi we cannot argue with principles, di ba? So, for example, if you say ko, anong itatanim? Yan ang aanihin. I think we'll agree there, di ba? I cannot tell you, magtanim kayo ng flood control, magkakaroon tayo ng classroom. Magtanim tayo ng health center, magkakaroon tayo ng flood control. So, that's a basic principle. Kung ano itanim mo, yan ang anihin mo. Of course, I interchange biblical principle because they're, and just logic, because they're principles and their logic, no? So for example po, no, the biblical principle is prevent evil, do good, pero if you're going to be spiritual, may isa pa, align with what God wants. So if you apply it to civil government, it's not enough that we prevent corruption, di ba, and do good. We have to align the priorities kung anong priority ng administration. Kasi kayong binoto eh. Di ba? Before the election, pag sinabi ng isa, peace and order in priority, sabihin ng isa, priority is the economy, sabihin ng isa. I'm talking priorities kasi lahat naman yan importante. So, I'll start that question. I'll start the questions based on that, no? Do you agree, Secretary Vince, that medyo twofold nga yung inyong nation building, di ba? One is the actual building, di ba? The roads, the bridges, the buildings, schools, di ba? And the other one is cleaning up the department.
Tama po. Yun ang dalawang kabilin-biginan po ng Pangulo nung bago po ako umupo bilang DPWH Secretary.
And the second one, which is cleaning up the department, is given to any agency, but usually not too much emphasis because usually we assume that there is much, much more good. Diba? So, kung harap ko ang BIR ngayon, I would assume there are some bad eggs, but I would assume na, or if there's a systemic problem with BIR, hindi ko naman i-assume na lahat, i-fire lahat ng commissioners or deputy commissioners, ganun din kung custom, etc. But it so happened because of the flood control ghost scandal, kasi hindi, as you said, Sec Vince, I think as far as the first Department of Public Works around the world ay may corruption na, di ba? The first public works was the Garden of Eden na kinurap nung snake at ni Adam at saka ni Eve by eating the fruit. So, you know, then it's in the DNA, no? So the point is, in fixing the problem of corruption, you need a new team, which you have. You have to see what's happening sa department, what you can change. All the senators here naman today contributed, di ba? Chairman has been contributing not only in this committee, in the Blue Ribbon Committee. Having said that, hindi pwedeng hindi dual yung priority mo. Meaning, if yung paghahabol sa lahat ng corrupt at yung pagbabago ng sistema, mahihinto naman yung public works, we lose more. Do you agree with that?
Agree po,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
So on that point, may I ask you this question? Do you know how to rig biddings?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Do you think that this is the time that you should learn?
We institute the necessary reforms?
Yes. So thank you for getting it. Kasi I asked exactly the same question kay Secretary Bunoan. Halatang nagtitinginan sila ng mga USEC ng hindi nagtitinginan, hindi naman mukhang guilty, to be fair. Pero parang na-shock sa question ko, tapos parang ayaw sagutin. But I told him this, in 1997 or 98, kaharap ko isang ministro. And I was shocked what he said, kasi ministro nga, so religious group, head ng malaking church, no? At least in our district. At sinabi niya sa akin, Alan, susuportahan ka namin as congressman, pero ang tanong ko sa inyo, marunong ka ba mandaya? And of course, I was shocked. Bakit mo tatanungin ko marunong ako mandaya? Kaya mo nga ako sinusuportahan. I'm bringing in, kasi endemic yung dayaan sa eleksyon noon, pati sa Taguig. And sinabi niya sa akin, kasi ayaw kong masayang yung boto namin sa iyo kung ikaw ay dadayain. Diba? So I ask you that question because so much people trust and put their trust in you and the DPWH and in your mission. So if you don't know how to rig the biddings or how it's done, I'm not asking you to rig the bid. Very, very clear yan, ha? Hindi ko sinasabing i-manipulate, i-rig, dayain, kurakutin, whatever, yung pondo ng DPWH, yung bidding. Ang sinasabi ko lang, pare-pareho tayo dito. Kung hindi namin alam paano patakbuhin, for example, no? Kung ako ay bagong senador at hindi ko alam kung paano patakbuhin ang office ko, marami akong staff na tatawag ko saan-saan ahensya at hihingi ng special favor. Di ba? So that's one thing senators or congressmen have to learn right away. How to make sure that in fighting monsters, they do not become the monsters at the same time. Another lesson is we have to verify all of our information. Diba? Kasi ang daling magsalita eh. We can ruin lives, we can rule teams, we can ano. So my point, Mr. Secretary, is I hope you learn all the tricks of the trade because as you change the rules, mag-a-adapt din yung mga nangungurakot. Diba? We've seen that nung bata tayo, bago tayo doon, but we're not that young anymore. So from one administration to the other, ang testimony ng mga Diskaya, nasaan yung kay Diskaya? Yung may picture. Ito ba yan? Yan. So sabi ng mga Diskaya, I'm not saying it's gospel truth o totoo, but as reference lang. Noong panahon ni former President Pinoy ay umaabot sa 10%, sa panahon ni President Duterte ay 12 to 15%, subalit sa panahon ngayon ng mahal na presidente ay umaabot na ng 25 to 30%. Ang total na porsyento na proyekto na hinihingi ng mga congressman gamit ang kanilang mga tao o tinatawag na bagman. At ito ang pinakamataas na hinihingi sa lahat ng contractor sa Pilipinas. We know also this gospel truth kasi may ghost eh. So obviously ghost is much more than 25%. And to be fair to President Duterte, President Aquino, whether we talk about President Marcos Sr., President Fidel V. Ramos, kickbacks in government contracts, lalong infrastructure, has always been a problem, di ba? So my point, Secretary, is I want to know with such a huge task, no? Wag muna tayo sa building, sa corruption muna. What will you focus on? Ano yung bullseye para sa iyo? Kasi kung hindi ka naman ombudsman, at kahit ombudsman ka, 'di ba? Ombudsman hindi pwedeng DPWH lang. There are other agencies. 'Di ba? Sabi nung isang study, for every 1 peso we collect, 1 to 2 pesos hindi natin kino-collect. So yun ang pinakamalaking scam or scheme sa Pilipinas, 'di ba? Kasi if we collect 4 trillion, hindi nako-collect 4 to 8 trillion, mas malaki yun. Pero hindi madaling hulihin yun. That's every single port, that's every single tax na ini-evade, 'di ba? So sa palagay mo, Secretary, to be fair to you, you've only been there for 5 weeks, right? 5 weeks, no? What will you focus on? Or dito sa corruption, what's the bullseye for you?
Unang-una po, nasabi ko na rin po ito kanina, Mr. Chairman, dalawa po ang kailangang focus. Mahirap po siya, pero kailangan pong gawin. Kasi yun po ang inaasahan ng mga kababayan natin. Unang-una, kailangan pong managot yung mga dapat managot. Unang-una. No? At ang responsibilidad po namin ngayon, una, mag-focus sa loob ng DPWH para po matakot at hindi na gagawin ulit. Yun po ang unang-una. No? Kami po ay nakikipagtulungan din sa ICI at sa Ombudsman para yung ibang mga dapat managot, base sa ebidensya, mananagot din. Pero tingin ko po, no, ang mas lasting na magiging legasiya, at ito na rin po ang sinabi ng ating Pangulo, na yung reforma. Kailangan pong magbago. Yung mga nasabi na rin po kanina nung ibang membro ng committee, na marami po dito sa pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, matagal na po ito. Iba nga po, marami po dito, dekada na po ang binilang, hindi ang taon. So, kailangan po nating baguhin yon. Example po, pagbababa ng presyo ng mga materyales para talagang mag-reflect ng totoong presyo sa merkado at maiwasan ang overprice. Yun po ay naging call ni Chairman Win, ni Senator Loren, nung anak po ni Senator Loren. At yun po ay kailangan na natin gawin. Hindi po yan, I think ang last time po na in-adjust ang CPMD at DUPA nung 2015? Kailan? I think po nung 2015 pa. Nung time po ni Secretary Babe Singson. That was the last time na in-adjust. So we have to do that now. Kasi po, dun pa lang po, tama po ang ating mga members, ang ating chairman, na dun pa lang po, makakat mo na kagad yung potential na pwedeng nakawin, makakat na po agad dun. Hindi po siya silver bullet by any means. Hindi po, ibig sabihin, pag binaba natin ang DUPA, binaba natin ang CPMD, mawawala na po ang korupsyon. Hindi po. Pero malaki po ang mawawala. At ang iba pong mga reforma, halimbawa po, yung pagsisigurado na bawat pumasok sa budget ang isang proyekto, dapat yan may plano. Dapat po yan may endorsement ng Regional Development Council, ng Provincial Development Council. Marami po sa mga questionable proyekto na tinitignan natin ngayon. Wala po yan. Sabi nga po ng mga mayors na nakausap natin, ng ibang mga, kahit po congressman, nagulat na lang sila at bigla na lang may sumulpot na proyekto. Yan po ang sinabi sa akin ni Governor Bons Dulor sa Oriental Mindoro. So, dun lang po sa ilang yan, malaki na po ang tingin ko ma-address. And I think these will be lasting reforms as long as they are implemented consistently. Kasi ang problema po ako po, sasabihin ko na po dito, 2 taon lang po ako dito, 2 kalahating taon. I will not be here anymore after 2.5 years. Sana po itutuloy-tuloy lang po yung mga reformang gagawin, yung mga reforma pong inutos mismo ng ating Pangulo, sana po tuloy-tuloy na pong i-implement. Yun po ang tingin kong lasting na pagbabago sa
I'll comment and discuss with you on other points you said, but just to focus on my question ng focus. No? So I see your point. So building accountability. Sinasabi mo sa accountability, dalawa yan. Hulihin, kasuhan, dapat lahat ng kasuhan, and then secondly, reforms. So agree tayo doon. Tapos pangatlo pa yung building. Agree tayo sa reforms. We'll go into that kasi I think may mga kailangan i-clarify doon. But doon sa hulihin ang lahat ng kailangang hulihin, that's where I want to know the focus. Kasi let's assume na walang guilty dito. Let's say guilty ang presidente, guilty ang Vice President, guilty ang Senate President, Speaker, lahat ng senador, lahat ng congressman. Sama mo na mayors sa sarili lang bidding. Sabihin mo lang it's endemic, meaning ang hindi guilty is the exception rather than the rule. Just for the sake of argument, ha? Ano lang to? Argumentum ad absurdum. Let's bring it to the absurd. So, barring a revolution that I don't want, I want a revival. I don't want a revolution. Because many revolutions, communist revolution, fascist revolution, or even a liberal democracy revolution did not bring the reforms that was promised. It's really more of a revival or revolution of the heart. No? So my point is, Sec, what will we focus on doon? Or can I feed ng konti? Will you agree with me? Let's focus muna sa ghost. When I say focus, I'm not saying na wag mong tirahin lahat ng makikita at obvious. At of course, if a document falls on your lap na eto hindi ghost pero rigged yung you have to act on it. But I'm saying it's you only have 24 hours in a day. Maybe you have 48 hours dahil sobrang sipag mo, but the rest of us only has 24 hours in a day. Do you agree with me na kailangan yung low-lying fruit, yung obvious na obvious, yun yung unahin?
Unang-una po, no, nagsisimula po kami lahat, no, lalo na sa bagong team na pumasok sa direktiba ng which is wala tayong sisinuhin, wala tayong sasantuhin. Lahat po ng dapat managot, lahat ng involved, dapat managot. Pero tama po kayo na in terms, dahil po sa dami at sa scale nitong nakikita natin ngayon na siniwagat mismo ng ating Pangulo nung kanyang SONA nung July, kailangan po ng prioritization. Tama po kayo doon. No? At yun na rin po ang sinabi ng ICI nung last week, nung sila ay nag-presentation. At ngayon po na may bago ng special advisor, si General Asurin, yun din po ang kanyang sinabi. At yun po ay gagawin natin in support of the accountability measures na gagawin po ng ICI, ng Ombudsman, at ng DOJ. So yan, dyan po tayo nagpa-prioritize, pero hindi ibig sabihin nun is magto-turn tayo ng blind eye sa ibang mga bagay.
I agree with you 100%, but it's important for people to know why. Kasi ang definition ng ghost, correct me if you have a better definition, but sa akin sa pinakasimple, nag-allocate ng pera, binayaran, pero wala talaga. So whether it's Bulacan, whether it's Iloilo, Cebu, whatever place in the Philippines, di ba? Pumunta ka doon, sinabi school building, pagdating doon, ni isang bakal, wala. Sinabi kalye, ni isang sako ng simento, wala. Sinabi flood control, wala talaga, pero bayad na. So it's easier to focus on that. Bakit? Walang mapapaliwanag yung guilty . Kaya you saw during the first hearing, nung si Chairman Marcoleta pa ang chairman at yun ang tinutumbok, nagbabago ang sinasabi ng mga opisyal kasi obvious na obvious, di ba? I won't go to the politics of it, or I'll say it na Vince, Secretary Vince, that's my point. If sana nangyari to sa isang city lang, isang municipality, yan ang utos ng presidente, walang politika, ganyan ang galit ng tao, madaling i-address . Pero since it's so widespread, the corruption, and it's endemic, and there's different definitions between SOP here, substandard there, swapang naman nito, dupang naman nito, di ba? There's so many definitions. So, ang sinasabi ng isang grupo, kaya pinalitan si Senator Marcoleta kasi ito yung tinutumbok, yung mastermind. Nung nandun naman si Senator Ping, sabi, kaya silang gustong tanggalin kasi may pinoprotektan na senador, etc. No? And you, the ICI Ombudsman, should be beyond that. But we cannot not be in this environment . Naglagay ka ng isda sa Pasig River, kahit anong linis ng isda, madumi yung river . So ang trabaho ni Vince Dizon at ng DPWH, ikaw yung isda na nilagay namin sa Pasig River, you have to navigate kahit anong dumi ng river. So let me stop there and agree with you as far as the ghost. So far, ilan ang nahanap niyong ghost?
Right now po, ang nasubmit po ng joint validation ng iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno, kasama na rin ng PNP, ang AFP, at iba pa, 400 plus po, no? 400 plus suspected. No? Ito-qualify ko lang po dahil kailangan pa po itong i-validate kung totoo ba talagang
So,
ghost ito.
just before I himayin natin yung ghost, yung sinabi kong obvious, halos, of course, everyone was busy during the election, pero tinutukan ko dito yung bumaksak na tulay sa Isabela. All the documents are there. Obvious na obvious. At yung RD na nandun, nilipat sa Metro Manila, same kalokohan sa ibang projects, kinakausap yung contractors na maging substandard. Tapos ang balita ko, siya din yung sa EDSA rehabilitation. Anong ginawa ng DPWH? Prinomote siya na assistant secretary. Kasi daw, para alisin na siya as DP. So I hope, while I'm with you, na focus natin ghost, yung mga obvious naman talaga, that should start running. Di ba? Kasi kung hindi, magtatago naman under the ghost projects yung iba. Isipin mo, kasama yan sa SONA ng presidente. Isipin mo, nung ginawa yung 800 million, substandard, mali-mali, tapos ang ginawa, imbis na contractor nagbayad, nagdagdag pa ng 400 million, same contractor, tapos bumaksak pa rin yung tulay. Tapos nagtitinginan hanggang ngayon kung sinong dapat dyan. No? Hindi. But you don't have to answer that point kasi please look at it, Mr. Secretary. No? My point is lang, anything that's also obvious, we would appreciate action on it. Now, whether you refer it to the ICI or you refer it to the ombudsman, ang point ko lang na nasa inyo yung papeles eh. Unless the Blue Ribbon continues the hearing kasi nga we were siguro 3/4 done. No? So Secretary, dun sa lahat ng ghost, ilan dun ang galing sa NEP, ilan dun ang galing sa amendments or insertion, ilan dun ang galing sa unprogram?
Wala pa po kaming detalye. Sa kasalukuyan po, we're working together with the ICI po to come up with the details of everything.
Yeah. But
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
This should be quite easy to do once you have kung ano yung projects no na ghost, di ba? Kasi especially yung NEP kasi from the first printing nandun na siya, di ba? Okay. So having said that, dalawa pa yung unprogrammed, yung unprogrammed na nandun naman yung pangalan ng project sa GAA, nilabas lang sa unprogrammed, meaning nagkapondo. And pag may lumabas na project na walang pangalan sa GAA, walang pangalan sa unprogrammed pero lumabas. So take a look at that. But okay. So when will you finish the Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao kung ghost lang, hindi pa substandard or anything?
Siguro po mga in a few weeks, Mr. Chairman. Yun po ang ginagawa ng ating team ngayon led by Undersecretary Turgano, who is our head of legal, and now Undersecretary General Bistan.
I don't want to cast doubt or aspersions or on anyone. Kasi nga madali ang fake news ngayon. So yun po ang dilemma or yung blessing and curse nung sa internet. Anyone can take a picture, that's a blessing. Anyone can sumbong, anyone can di ba? But with AI, pwede rin mag-manipulate. Kasi kung titignan mo yung ibang algorithms, depende kung anong algorithm mo, meron mga pinapakita na 24 hours ginagawa ngayon. Na may mga crane, may mga inano, di ba? So, ang allegation nun is that ghost to, pero by the time dumating yung team nyo, ginagawa. I mean, kung ghost, di mo naman kayang gawin ng isang buwan ang buong project, di ba? Pero kung sobrang substandard, halimbawa nga, it was dapat 500 meters, 100 meters lang ginawa, so they're hoping to bring it to a logical. So is it possible that you ask all of your DEs or at the lowest level sa projects, whatever, 2020 or 2022, whatever, kunan lang ng cellphone picture para lang may hawak.
If I may, with the indulgence of Senator Cayetano, if it's a 2022, 2023 project na bayad na, tapos ngayon ginagawa, hindi ba it falls under ghost projects, Your Honor?
Yes, but what I'm saying is that ang sinasabi ng iba ngayon ay may tinitignan at may tinititigan. So pag ganitong region o ganito kasi malakas, hindi pa nakikita ng DPWH, ginagawa na ngayon. Yeah, it goes when you look at it and then there's nothing. But if you look at it tapos biglang meron pero kailan ginawa? Kahapon lang. 'Di ba? So but what I'm saying it could be unfair. It could be fake news. It could be an AI or a video in another place there, di ba? So I'm just trying to help the DPWH. How do you have a master file right away sa Secretary's office para at least may reference ka? And of course, again, the question, where do you start? Start with 2025. Di ba? Ito yung project sa JA, pwede bang kunan lahat yon? Oh. Second, ngayon, kung yung DE na yon nag-submit sa'yo, let's say Bulacan, nag-submit yung ngayon na nasa hearing, kinunan niya. Pero yung kinunan din ng mayor o kununan sino, or that might be the solution. Kunan ng DE, pero kunan din ng mayor or ng governor ng picture para na may reference lang tayo. Because only God knows what's happening in the whole country. And it's easy now to, and Secretary, correct me if I'm wrong, we're only talking about yung pondo na nasa DPWH. Kasi katulad ng DOH, lookout nila yun eh. Pondo nila yun eh. Kayo lang yung gumagawa. Di ba? Ang taga-inspect nun dapat sila. Hindi dapat sila na surprise na may ghost. Kasi may regional directors din sila eh. Sila dapat nagbabantay nun. May I make that difference and correct me if I'm wrong, Secretary, while you're going to answer that question. Tama ba na halimbawa ang PSC gagawa ng covered court? Magmomowa sa inyo, gagawin nyo lang. Pero saan yung court? Yan by basketball o volleyball o badminton. Kung ang DOH gagawa ng health center, whether yan ay maliit, super health center o hospital, sila yon. MOA lang sa inyo, kayo lang magko-construct, kayo magbibid, kayo magko-construct. Classroom, ganun din. Ang DepEd ang masasabi sa inyo, 4 stories yan, 5 stories, etc. No? Kasi I want to make that distinction. Sa flood control kasi purely project nyo yan eh. Kaya dapat nagbantay dyan, DPWH. Kaya nga makita natin na ang kuntsabahan, DE, Deputy DE, etc. hanggang COA. Pero pagka yung ibang ahensya naglagay sa inyo, mali ba ako, Secretary, dapat binabantayan nila. Tatrabaho nila yun eh.
Opo. Sagutin ko po yung pangalawang tanong. Tama po kayo. No, kung ang project po ay classroom, dapat po may responsibilidad din po ang DepEd na magbantay. Kung ang project po ay hospital o health center, DOH po, may responsibilidad din po magbantay. Ito naman po sa unang katanungan, maganda po yung idea na yon. No? And yan po ay pipilitin natin gawin. Madali na naman po ngayon yan dahil sa teknolohiya. So, isa po yan sa mga hopefully magagawa po natin na maging measure para ma-monitor po ng mabuti. Kasi malaki pong problema talaga ang monitoring sa DPWH. In fact, Mr. Chairman, paulit-ulit nga ako. No? Kahit nung few days pa lang ako sa DPWH, ang madalas ko pong naririnig na sagot ay hindi ko alam. No, yun po ang paulit-ulit ko naririnig. Hindi ni ganito, hindi alam ni ganyan. So, ang lagi pong rason, ang dami po kasing proyekto. Pero with technology po, tingin ko dapat masosolve na natin yung problemang yun. So, maraming salamat po sa suggestion.
Monitoring, Mr. Secretary, and of course, I appreciate yung views ng mga senador, yung proposals, no? But like here, I have here, I'll give this to you, sinulatan ko lang, Sec Vince, no? This is just a one-page summary galing sa sa EDCOM. Ang shifting, when you say dito ako nalito sa single shift does it mean na 7 to 3 or 8 to 4 yung estudyante, or does it mean kasi sa akin pag sinabi mong may no shifting anyway, ang ibig sabihin ng single shift, full day sila. So 36,559 schools single shift. 2,591 schools are double shift, meaning umaga at hapon, parang Lasal Green Hills nung araw, no? Ganun sila. Triple shift, 216, meaning yung dating 7 to 3 or 8 to 4, ano yan, 6 to 10, 10 to 2, 2 to 6 ng hapon, more or less. Kung titignan mo, Sec Vince, 216 lang yung triple shift, ha? And it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 regions, and sa 7 regions, NCR 72 schools, Region 10 42, Region 4A 34, Region Mo, Region 3 55. The other regions maliliit, Region 5 5 schools lang, Region 6 5, Region 7 3, no? Meaning not only coordinating with DepEd, if you can have a task force. Ang problema kasi sa 3 shifts, malamang nun wala nang room yung school. 'Di ba? So malamang dito new school na ang kailangan mo para lumipat na yung ibang estudyante. Yung second shift, I don't know, no? But for example, sa Taguig, we started building 7 stories na may elevator. Kaya tumatagal kasi yung fund, yung kwenta ng let me put it this way. If CHED ang kausap mo, and they want to build for more than 100 state use a specially designed academic building or school building, you can do that mabilis. Upuan, more or less pareho. Siguro may 2 types ka lang o 3 types. One is 4-story na walang elevator. One is 5-story or more, may elevator, di ba? But more or less, halos lahat ng campuses ng State U may lugar eh. Pero DepEd schools is so different. Yung isa, pwede 4 stories lang pero gigibain mo yung isa. Yung iba, pwedeng 5 stories pero elevator. Pero yung municipality or city na yun, walang pambayad sa kuryente, baka tumaas pagka mag-elevator. So, there are many reasons why napabayan. Of course, the other reason is mas malaki kickback pag hindi school. But the DepEd has a budget for schools and only 20%. So, that's not the argument there. So, ganun din po sa DOH, Sec Vince, no? I'll make my point after DOH. I think last month, with the indulgence of the chairman and secretary, Senator Loren Legarda, no, who's made many of the innovations here, I told SecMina na, SecMina, bakit may 1 billion pesos si DOH for public affairs para sa ano? Ang commercial ni DOH secretary ay wag mag-drive at text. So yung wag mag-drive.
Hindi ako naglagay ng budget na yon.
No, I was saying that I was mentioning here. I was saying you made a lot of innovations here, and I'll make my point later because
sorry, hindi ko time.
No, I'm going to your 2010 hearing nung malaking bagyo. But I'll go there. I'm sorry to. Yeah, no, it's good you interrupted me para hindi ma-relate sa sinasabi ko. Sec Vince, with your patience, I just want to say this about the DOH. So sinabi ko, Sec Mina, ano ba talaga gusto niya? DOH secretary or LTO chief? Kaya i-refer ko sana sa iyo nung sa DOTR ka pa. Kasi ang ano niya, hindi katulad kay Secretary Flavier, Senator Flavier na turok, tuberculosis, smoking. Ang ano niya, don't text and drive eh. Okay, na ginagamit niya pera ng gobyerno. Okay. Natuwa ako nung siya na mismo umamin na marami siyang ginagawang health center pero hindi napapakinabangan. Natuwa ako nakita siyang nasa field. Pero nung tinignan ko data, ilan ba? More than 20 trips. So gusto pala niya maging DFA secretary. Kasi wala naman pala siya dito sa Pilipinas eh. Sunod-sunod ang bagyo, lindol. So dapat humingi kami ni Mr. Chairman, ni Senator Joel ng hearing sa kanya this week. Hindi daw pwede kasi from the 17 to 27 nasa WHO pa siya. Naging secretary ako ng DFA. When you have a ministerial, you have a USEC who can attend. And when it's a 1 week, 10 days, you usually go to 2 or 3 days. Diba? Pero anong gagawin niya? Pupunta doon, mag-i-inspect, aalis. Okay lang yon. Okay lang kung kaya niya efficient. But yun ang point ko kanina. Hindi naman trabaho ng DPWH na sabihin sa kanila, sir, tapos na yung phase 1, pengin pondo ng phase 2. Tama ba o hindi, Mr. Secretary? Yung HPEP o yung pondo ng health center, wala sa inyo na sa kanila.
Tama po, Mr. Chairman.
So ang trabaho lang ho ng DPWH, ng district engineer, is sabihin lang sa kanila, di ba, na, sir, patapos na yung phase 1, pondohan nyo na yung phase 2. Siya nag-expose sa sarili niya eh. Natignan nyo to, tinubuan na ng halaman. Siya din nag-expose sa sarili niya. Walang doktor, walang nurse to. Most municipalities in the Philippines do not have specialists and doctors. Kami sa Taguig ang nauna sa super health center. Ang concept nun, may ospital ka, may primary health center, something in the middle. That's 24 hours. Bago pa namin itayo yon, naghahanap na kami ng doktor. Kasi pag tinayo mo at walang doktor, di ba? So my point, Mr. Secretary, is I know you want to get the job done, but the other departments have to get their job, have to do their job. Di ba? Okay, which is my last point on that. Okay. Kaya ko binanggit si Senator Legarda. If Senator Legarda remembers, I forgot the name of the storm. There was a big Storm in 2010. Undoy, di ba? And that's where, di ba, yung walang satellite phones, yung ibang NDRM, walang yung, kasi wala na masyadong, wala pa. Oo. Pero wala rin kasi nga, nung araw, lahat may VHS o UHF. Pero nung nagkaroon ng cellphone na lahat, nung natumba yung towers, so ang daming, yun yung mother of all hearing sa baha. But what they found out there is one reason binaha bigla ang Bulacan at Tarlac na wala naman dati is because the power plants that put a dam committed to put a irrigation and flood control para yung tubig sa pagtapon niya dun pupunta, hindi sa that's where, because of that hearing in Senator Legarda, that's where the early warning centers, kasi nagturuan yung dam, yung DOE, etc., kung sino dapat magsabi pag magre-release na ng, kaya kung mapapansin nyo, basta't nag-release ng tubig ang dams ngayon, nag-a-announce na. So, that's my point, Mr. Secretary. There are many reasons for baha, not only the flood control. For example, etong reclamations. I don't see anything wrong with reclamations. I saw Hong Kong, Singapore reclamations, di ba? But quite obvious naman sa akin na pagbuka na mismo, so sabi ni Secretary ng DNR, may mga minove na nila. So meaning, for you to be able to do your job, DNR, DepEd, DOH, they also have to do their job. But katulad ng reclamation, will you be getting an expert to also look at it to make sure nga na lumalabas talaga yung tubig? Kasama ba sa flood control yon?
Dapat po, Mr. Chairman. Dapat po kasi yung outlet po sa dagat, yan ang pinaka-importanting, hindi mababara.
I don't think we'll cancel it Pero kung paano yung ayos niya has to be there. Mr. Secretary, nung panahon ko as Speaker, that was the time that there was a scandal ng vinito ni Presidente yung 90 out of 120 billion. Nag-aaway ang Senate at House kasi nagpalitan ng Speaker At iba yung listahan ng House kay Speaker Alvarez, iba yung listahan kay Speaker GMA. Doon lumabas yung parking, pass-through, sagasa, etc. Pinagbawal ko yon. So if you look at the budget between 2016 and now, that was the only year na bumaba. Every other year, tumaas. My point, I talked to the congressman, simple lang. The budget process is consensus. May national priorities na ang gumagawa departamento, but they're not perfect. So ikaw, congressman, ikaw nakakaalam sa lugar mo. Baka nilagay doon panay kalye, ang kailangan nyo, tulay. Baka naman naglalagay silang tulay, wala namang ilog doon, gagawa pa sila ng ilog, bago magawa yung tulay, tanggalin mo sa budget yung tulay. They're not perfect Okay. So for example, sports facilities, hindi nyo trabaho yon, ilalagay ng congressman. Kailangan talaga yun. Okay. Having said that, senators have a bigger view. So senators should be able to look not only at their own province, but say na, eto tama, eto mali, look at our economy, too little spending on infra, too big spending sa infra. We're building an airport, but bakit Sec Vince, walang kalye papuntang airport? Hindi priority po ng congressman or ng governor. So that's the budget process. It's cumulative. So what I did as Speaker is simple. Kung ano man nasa distrito nyo na priority ng nasyonal at may logic, huwag nyong pakialaman. Hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin yung 1 billion na to, pwede ba yung 100, 200 billion gawin kong sports center? Pero may allotment kayo na kayo magsasabi kasi dun kayo sa lugar nyo. Hindi pork barrel yon. That's part of the process sa amendments. No? Ang problema nga, nagbago yon. I questioned Sec Bonoan in 2022. It's on the record. Sec, bakit halos lahat ng DE natanggalan ng 30, 40, 60%? So, halimbawa, 5 billion nun, naging 2 billion. Samantalang baliktad, nung speaker ako, tinanong ko DPWH, bakit naman, same question ni Senator Legarda, bakit naman yung ibang mga district, bakit parang sila lang anak ng Diyos? Bakit yung iba parang outside the Colombo? Ay, sabi sa akin ni Sec Mark noon at ng mga USEC, sir, may capability ang DE at region. So as you put up that capability, let's say for example, if let's say Calabarzon, Batangas, Cavite, na 30 years ago, they were not that developed. As they develop, they need more infrastructure. So as you put up yung capability, tao, etc., so natural, every year mataas yan. So tinanong ko, binalik ko ngayon kay Sec Bonoan. Bakit ngayon, yung distrito na may 6 billion, never mind the outliers. Sec Vince, I'm not talking about the outliers. I'm not talking about yung may 20, 15 billion, biglang naging 5. I'm talking about the average congressional district. Ang sabi kasi ni Sec, well, utos daw yun Hindi naman sinasabi ko anong utos. At yun daw lumabas. Doon namin nabalitaan na nagbebentahan kasi ng project. So kung 5 billion ka sa district mo, naging 2 billion, bilhin mo pabalik yung 3 billion. Pero yung 3 billion na bibilin mo pabalik, choice mo na kung ano ilalagay mo. Oh. So kung congressman ka ngayon, I'm not defending, may dilema ka. Gusto mo may project o wala yung distrito mo? Eh the 20th poorest, halos 15 doon, continue to be the 20 poorest provinces. Diba? So I'm just adding to the problems you have to think about, no? Because I want to support you. We here, the Senate panel wants to support you. No. The reality is, you have to give the local officials and the congressmen leeway. You have to give them leeway for the projects that they think is logical. I'll jump to another point. Sinabi nyo na tinanggal daw nung former secretary yung acceptance ng LGU. Was that explained to you bakit tinanggal?
Actually, ang nakahalata po noon, hindi pa ho ako. Ang presidente mismo ang nakahalata noon nung siya'y bumisita sa
Yes.
ibang mga projects sa Northern Luzon.
Yes, but was it explained to him why tinanggal yon?
Well, hindi po klaro.
Okay. Well,
At least sa akin, no?
yes.
At least sa akin, hindi
I'll
po
explain
klaro.
it, and this is for the public.
Sige po, maraming salamat.
No, because I was a municipal councilor in 1992, a vice mayor, congressman, bumalik ng Congress, etc. So we hear these things and we realize, okay, tinanggal yan kasi whether kapitan, principal, mayor, governor, tao nila, city engineering, provincial engineering, ayaw pumirma ng acceptance kung hindi bibigyan. At ang katwiran naman nila kasi, tinitignan nila yung project, hindi rin halagang may lagayan dyan. Again, hindi ko nila lahat, wag magagalit lahat. It only takes 1 in 10 and then nadadama yung 9. 9 out of 10 hindi. Okay. So actually, hindi tinanggal ngayon yun, Vince. Sec Vince, ang tinanggal lang, pagka yung project ay walang kilalaman sa ownership or use, hindi mo na kailangan ng acceptance. So for example, if I build a covered court now in Pasig, and it will be administered by the barangay captain or the mayor, he still needs to accept it. And then, may incentive siya na pirmahan. Kasi until he accepts it, hindi niya magagamit. So, it's counterproductive for him na ipitin yung contractor na hindi ko to pipirmahan. Di ba? Kasi nga, gusto mo na magamit. But for example, kalye. So, ang DPWH, it's a kalye na regional, it passes 3 provinces. Gusto mo nang buksan. But province 1 has to accept, province 2, province 3. It doesn't even take the governor. It can take one kapitan na siya dapat doon sa lugar na yun na whether buksan mo to o hindi, wala, penge dyan. So, you're going to have to deal with both the idealistic and the practical. And what's the use? Kasi if we sway towards the other side kagad, mali yan, lahat ngayon kailangan na acceptance. 10 years from now, we'll have a hearing about corruption doon sa acceptance. Pero pag tinanggal mo naman, haphazardly, tinanggal mo, kita mo, walang nagbantay, may ghost na naman. That's why siguro, Vince, pa ulit-ulit kaming lahat, we don't envy your job because napakahirap nung gagawin nyo. Last question ko to. Innovations. There are 2 kinds of contracts when I started out young. It is the by administration and by contracts. But nung lumaki ang pondo ng DPWH, so last year ni President Arroyo, 50 billion lang ang budget ng DPWH. Now it's 1 trillion, So, nung mababa pa ang pera, even the local governments, maraming magbabay administration, meaning they won't bid it out. They'll buy the material. If they have workers nila. If not, they will So, are you considering this for smaller projects or will you look into it?
Yes po, Mr. Chairman, we are considering this.
So,
yung mga maliliit po, pwede yan.
Yeah, I agree with the chairman. Wala lang mic, but sabi nga ni yung maliliit. No, but let me address exactly what I'm talking about. One of the criticisms ng Aquino administration, ang tingin ni President Pinoy, panay corruption lang ang dredging, di sila pumayag ng dredging. Ang problema, dredging is effective pagka hindi kinurakot. Pag kinurakot of course hindi. So one thing we can do is for you to revive yung Bureau of Equipment nyo, buy dredging machines and do it by administration. So walang di ba? So kasi while you're studying the master plan, we don't need a master plan to dredge rivers and waterways, di ba?
Mr. Chairman, you are absolutely correct. In fact, yan po ay isa sa mga naging recommendations
Yeah.
kahit ng private
So
sector.
so pagdating
Ang
sa floor,
importante kang popondo.
yeah, so when pagdating sa floor, can I see a budget for
Yes, yes.
Kasi sorry but I sort of disagree. Tinanggal niyo yung 200, magkano yung tinanggal niyo? 200, 250, 30 billion sa AIX ilalagay eh. So I mean that's beyond your pay grade. That's for the Congress and executive, but sa Senate, ako I don't know yung colleagues ko, but ako tingin ko tinanggal mo para hindi makorap sa flood control, pero iayuda mo na malaki na yung pang-ayuda. Medyo may balancing act doon. But my point is, if you can give us magkano, if you can find the top areas na may flooding talaga, na very clear kailangan ng kanilang lugar ng dredging, di ba? The other one, Mr. Secretary, is cooperatives. I've always wondered that if our contractors were cooperatives and not single proprietor and companies, would we have less corruption? Sinabi ni Curly Discaya sa famous interview niya ngayon na minsan mas magagaling pa foreman kaso sa engineer kasi alam nila yung gagawin. No? So, of course, there's something good and bad about that statement, but this is my point. If you were an employee all your life, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, a foreman for 30 years, a skilled worker, alam mo kung at least yung maliliit na project, di ba? Yung sobrang liliit pa na project, I don't know yung definition natin ngayon ng maliit. Subukan natin, Sec, na magbuo ng construction cooperatives. Di ba? Private sector po siya, but kasi pagka hindi natin ginawa sa rules natin na eto hindi ibibid, eto or ang bidding dito co-ops lang pwede, they will never win. At least in the previous Sec Vincent, kasi in the previous wala silang panglagay eh. So they will never win, di ba? So kumbaga sa US, what do you call it, Mr. Chairman, yung di ba yung katulad pagka yung African American hindi makasama, affirmative action. May interventions ang gobyerno when they know that a certain group will never win. Again, it's a small thing, and every year I forget about it kasi there are bigger fish to catch. But when I look back, if I was OC about this 25 years ago, we might have a lot of co-ops ngayon, and we might have had less ghost, etc., and less problems like this, no? So, and then just one comment and tip dun sa private sector. Sec Vince, mahirap i-explain, pero truth is always truth, no? So for example, when I was a new congressman, ang bagal-bagal ng classroom. So I went to the construction site and I asked the DPWH, bakit? Kasi daw yung curing matagal. So sabi ko, is there any way, yung yun, Sec Vince, yung matagal yung curing kasi we were a small town eh. No, to be fair, tama siya. Kasi old town kami eh. So 1-2 stories lang kami. First time namin mag 3-4 stories. Ngayon sabi niya, sir, tataas kasi ng 20% kasi we need more chemicals for that. I asked the private sector. They said it's true. So ito ang tinanong ko sa district engineer noon. Nung time na yon, sir, anong mas maayos para sa Taguig? Yung classroom magamit na kaagad next year kahit na may dagdag na 20%? Or isa na namang batch ang siksikan na 3 ships dahil lang sa 20%. So that's my point. When you come out with all of this, the dupang pag mali yung dupa mo, pag para sa contract, para sa corrupt, edi dupang yon, pasayo lang eh. Ayaw mo mamasa eh. CMPD, when you come out with that, Sec Vince, it has to be apples to apples. Pati yung program, yung sinasabi ni Senbam kanina na come out with the design, etc. Kasi nga, bawat lugar iba eh. Yung isa, they're not rushing their classroom, so they have time. Time is not money, so yung curing nila kahit matagal, di ba? Pero sa iba, kailangan na namin right away, no? So, Sec Vince, paano lahat ng kinancel nyo na, how many projects did you cancel because of the canceling ng licenses? More or less lang. More or less, ballpark. You don't have to give the exact figure now.
We will get you the exact number, Mr. Chairman. But essentially, ang kinansigan po namin, yung mga, una yung mga diskaya kasi wala na silang lisensya, yung mga joint venture nila kasi kahit na sila lang yung naapektuhan, pati yung ka-joint venture nila, naapektuhan na rin ng AMLAC freeze. But we will get you the number, Mr. Chairman.
But do you also have na yung sa kinancel nyo, how many of that is 0%? Kasi kung 0% kinancel nyo, madaling i-bid yun eh. Pero let's say 15%, nagawa 50%, whatever. Most contractors do not want to take over kasi pag nasira, magtuturuan kung sinong gumawa.
Meron po. In fact, meron po kaming ginawa na guidelines. No? Unang-una, kapag ko-county na lang, let's say 10% na lang natitira, we will finish it by administration.
Okay. No,
But essentially, kung ano po yung natitira, we will just have to pick the fastest under the current procurement law.
That's the only thing I wanted to hear because I talked to some local officials na tinignan kaagad nila sa lugar nila pag meron. And yun nga, most are joint ventures or subcontract. But ang problema, let's say, if it's a classroom, na sana pwede nang for next year na March, baka 1 year. I talked to a certain mayor, ano naman yung jails ang pinagagawa sa kanila, punong-puno na daw talaga jail nila. Kaya pagka na, more of yung sa BGMP pero sa local nila, yung tabi ng munisipyo na mga ganun, di ba? Some naman yung clinics at saka hospital nila, di ba, na these are siguro projects, I don't know for sure, but 70 to 100%, di ba? So whether it's going to be rebid, whether you're going to allow them, may I just make that pitch na wala tayong pakialam sa mga contractors na sumira nung sistema, na sinira yung trust ng tao, but we cannot allow naman. Let me finish, Vince, with our experience together. The North Trail was canceled by the Aquino administration. When it was canceled, nabigyan na ng pang-relocation lahat nung nasa Riles. Okay. Nung na-cancel, bumalik sila. And then nung kinancel, may arbitration. So magbabayad tayo. Buti na lang, na-negotiate ni Sec Vince na wag na tayo magbayad. But then, one day we woke up, maganda naman pala North Trail. Masama lang yung kontrata. Ang binigay sa atin ngayon, double na. Double na kasi inflation and nandun na naman yung tao, etc. So I don't want this to happen in the So I know para kang bibing ka ngayon, Sec Vince. May apoy sa ibabaw, may apoy sa ilalim. If you don't cancel contracts, baka ma-delay yung iba, apektuhan yung build mo, di ba? If you cancel it, baka humaba 2-3 years from now, may nag-privilege speech. Kasi kinancel ni Sec Vince, hindi ito nagawa. So again, we're here to help and make you successful. So I know you couldn't say some of this. Hindi tayo nag-usap about this. In fact, nung tinanong kita paano, no, I have to cancel it. I didn't argue with you na kasi here I can argue with you. No. So thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Chair. Marami pa, pero may second round. So thank you to the DPWH. Everyone's praying for you. I hope you do a great job.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you,